You know what's really hot? Accountability. That, I think, no matter who it is you are, no matter who it is you're interested in, is something I think we can all agree on. Accountability rules. And when it comes to the Detroit Red Wings, yes, this is a little bit old. A little bit. But I do think there is room for us to talk about accountability as the Red Wings head into their contest today against the... Who are they playing today? The Kings. They got the Kings. 7:30 p.m. in Vancouver time. Oh, man. That's going to be a late one, isn't it? Yes, it's true. The Red Wings are coming off of back-to-back victories over the St. Louis Blues. Some of them a little bit more exciting than others. But there was a very particular set of comments made by one Red Wings defenseman, Simon Edvinsson, a few nights ago after the first of the Red Wings' 2 wins against the Blues. So, Edvinsson, of course, he's the subject of today's video. You probably already knew that based off the title and the thumbnail, but 22-year-old guy, 6'6", 209, left-handed defenseman, still a young player. He is a former top 10 pick by the Wings in the 2021 NHL Draft just 4 years ago, and after developing in Sweden and inevitably in Grand Rapids, Edvinsson is finally here as a full-time Detroit Red Wing. I mean, he was already on the Wings full-time last year too, but still, you get what I mean. He's finally here, he's finally broken out, and even though point production was never really, the main focus of Edvinsson and what we thought we would be getting when we saw the Wings draft him, it's nice to see that he's on pace for yet another 30-point season. He's got 4 points in 10 games, on pace for 33 over 82, on pace for 25 goals, which, admittedly, I don't think he's going to hit that, but if he gets 30-plus points, I think that's pretty reasonable for a guy who did it last year. But Edvinsson the past little while has been interesting. Because it's true, he's got 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist in his last 2 games here, but I wanted to go over some comments that he made on October 26, after he scored 2 goals against the St. Louis Blues, and the Red Wings were able to pull off that crazy comeback. Let's go over onto an article on Heavy.com from earlier in the week published by Cole Shelton that will be linked in the description because this is not behind a paywall. It goes over some commentary made by Edvinsson on October 26. The last 2 games, I've probably played my worst hockey that I've played in 4 years, or that I can remember, at least. So that's all I've got to say because I can't speak of the team's performance. I was probably one of the worst players on the ice in both of those games. Now, Edvinsson is most likely referring to the 2 stinker losses the Wings had at the hands of the Sabres and the Islanders, 4-2 loss and 7-2 loss. And I will say, Edvinsson saying that he played terribly in those 2 games, I won't disagree. I get it, we want to be kind to our favorite hockey players, but yeah, no, Edvinsson, you were kind of trash. That was already a point of contention for fans who are watching those games and who commented on the video that we made about it, saying, hey, yeah, Edvinsson really didn't look good. His name was commonly brought up on the Red Wings subreddit, saying, yeah, no, he had a really rough few games here, just making the wrong plays and not really using his stick to tie up the puck properly, and wrong decisions on whom it is to go for and at what time, which resulted in some really nasty goals against. It's good, though. Very, very good that a young 22-year-old defenseman in the National Hockey League can be accountable like this and hold himself to a standard that we can all just assume has been put in place due to the culture of the team at hand. This is not tolerable. This level of defensive inability is not going to be let go of, and we're not going to be able to sit down and say, oh yeah, it's okay if you go out there and do that. Edvinsson is straight up facing the Wolves and saying, yeah, I played some of the worst hockey I've ever played in those games here, and I'm really trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. And it's kind of interesting because it's yeah, Edvinsson is getting 24 minutes a night now. He's playing top pair with Mo Seider, although Admittedly, he wasn't really given all too many minutes in the games that they lost, but he's one of the most utilized guys, and he's still holding himself to that standard, and I think it just really goes to show what kind of culture is being bred in that Red Wings locker room. How guys that are already at the top in terms of ice time, in terms of usage, in terms of being a top prospect, and they're now in the National Hockey League, how these guys are not going to settle for just being there, for just being allowed to play and being trusted with those minutes. They understand the responsibility that comes with, and Simon Edvinsson is displaying to the fans that, yeah, he's not going to take that sitting down, providing bad play and bad reads. He's really going to try to get his game back together, which is why he scored 2 goals against the St. Louis Blues. Although, of course, the fact that the Wings were down 4-0 in that game, I don't think anybody could be really proud of how things started out in that contest. But the fact that they won still, I think, bodes very well for what else the Red Wings have in store. Now, it's kind of interesting because if you go back to that Heavy.com article and you scroll down, you will see some comments made by one Brian Lashoff, who was an assistant coach for the Red Wings AHL team. There are some comments that he made about Edvinsson as well that I think are interesting to dive into here. I'm obviously really proud of Edvinsson. I'd played with him in my last year, and then I got the chance to coach him and work with him in my first year of coaching, so I had a good relationship and try to help him with as much as possible, Lashoff said. You could see the talent right away, the size of him and his ability to skate. The one thing that I think he took really seriously from when he got over here and us working with him as a staff is just his defending. I think the sky's the limit for him, Lashoff concluded. Just as a defender for being that age and playing the minutes he did against tough competition, it's impressive what he did. And now it's on him to kind of pull himself to that standard as well and continue to grow and keep pushing the bar as high as he can year after year, which he certainly has the potential to do. Now, I'm pretty sure those comments were back from like May, but I do think they are intriguing enough to dive into here, especially when you see just Edvinsson doing that, leading by example, and not being satisfied in any respect with what it is that he provides for this hockey team. I think the best is certainly yet to come with this player, even though he's already playing 20-plus minutes per night. If he really is able to become like a Mo Seider 2.0, just an all-reliable, all-situations guy that maybe produces some points but doesn't score the lights out, I honestly think we could be looking at ourselves a bigger, kind of lankier version of Miro Heiskanen. Maybe without the foot speed, and maybe without the agility, but still with a decent enough amount of on-puck skating ability that can bring him similar results. Edvinsson is a very big piece of the Red Wings' young future, and we're all excited to see what he's going to be able to do next, right? As long as he doesn't continue playing poorly like he was in those 2 losses, where he straight up did call himself out and said that he's playing some of the worst hockey of his career. With that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Edvinsson taking accountability in this respect? And does this change your opinion on how he's developed so far? If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button is down there for you too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because comments help out with the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it if you did that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.